Welcome to Paranormal Nightshift, your fan stories told here. Why are we so afraid of things that we don't understand? All sorts of cautionary tales of things not to do, rules and regulations. That's the thing about rules. That means that somebody has already broken them once. Elizabeth writes in, I was a latchkey kid. Mom and Dad worked all the time, so after school, I was pretty much left by myself until 7 or 8 o'clock when they came home. Like most kids in the 70s and 80s, it was not a big deal and it wasn't uncommon. I was always kind of lonely, but a new girl had just moved into our neighborhood. She was around my age and actually had started at the same school that I was going to. But her mom and my mom talked and they decided that it would be cool, maybe that way we wouldn't be alone, we could just hang out in the same house together after school. The first week we hung out at my house and it was great. We'd get off school, watch a movie, make popcorn, and just hang out. But the next week, we hung at her house. Her parents didn't have a lot of stuff. They had a lot of books. No video games, no toys, nothing like that. Just books. What am I supposed to do? I'm so bored. Don't you guys have anything to do? There might be some board games in the closet. Go look. And it was the typical board games, Twister, Monopoly, Parcheesi. But then there was a Ouija board. How about this one? Can we play with this one? Not that one. My mom says we're not allowed to touch that one. You need to put it back right where it was. I don't know, but Mom said it had to stay here. She looked very serious as she was telling me this. But at the end of the day, it's just a game. Mom said we can't mess with it. Something happened a long time ago. She said she can't get rid of it. She can't destroy it, but she knows that she can keep it here. I don't know. I don't know the rules. Let's just not play. Me, being a foolish kid, of course, just opened the board game and started playing anyway. I could tell that she was terrified, but she was also kind of intrigued. I mean, this was her first time really breaking the rules herself. Come on, it'll be fun. Let's ask it some questions. Let's ask it how many kids that I'm going to have, or when we're going to get married, or even better, who we're going to marry. We asked it all sorts of simple questions, and nothing happened. See, I told you there's nothing to be afraid of. This game's broken, and it's silly. That's when it started to happen, though. That's when we saw the planchette start to move and ask questions of its own. What's your name? Stop, you're pushing it. I know you're pushing it. But neither of us were touching it. The planchette continued to move across the board and ask more and more questions. What year is this? Where am I? If you're supposed to be this all-knowing, all-powerful board, wouldn't you know these answers? What's your name, board? Z. O. Z. O. If you mean to tell me that you're this all-powerful, all-knowing Ouija board thing, why don't you do something? Make yourself known. Turn the lights off. Show me the power you have. It went pitch black. Every light in the house went off. We freaked out. We left the board right where it was and ran over to my house. I don't know. I just don't want to play this game anymore, and we're not going to tell anybody about this. We stayed at my house until her mom came and picked her up. I guess she had gone by her house and seen that the lights were out, and also saw that the board was out. She cussed my mom out. I've never seen two grown-ups actually yell at each other. She kept saying that you don't know what your daughter's done. You don't know what your daughter has done. Never was allowed to talk to her again. They moved shortly after that. She stopped going to school and everything. I don't know what had happened, but I did some research on the name as I grew up and realized what I had done. I don't know if her mom had trapped it or if I had let it out. I really don't know. What's your experience with Ouija boards? Have you ever had any communications? Send us in your Ouija board stories here at Paranormal Nightshift.